Okay, so I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw this graphic about potential matchups after the UFC 318 card concluded, and I think they might have just went 5 for 5. Starting off with Michael Johnson, who just won against Daniel Zellhuber. He's shown that at 39, he's still got the skills to beat up-and-coming prospects and just elite fighters in general. So they're matching him up against Drew Dober, who always puts on exciting fights, so this is a guaranteed banger. And if you truly know ball, you know what Drew Dober does against a certain type of fighter. D-Rod coming off a big win versus Kevin Holland. They're matching him up against Vicente Luque, who Kevin Holland coincidentally just beat. I think this is a banger matchup. D-Rod just puts on bangers. He throws caution into the wind and just goes for it. And Vicente Luque is kind of the same way on the feet. I see somebody getting knocked out in this fight. Their defenses is not good enough, and they just throw straight offense. So I'd be hyped for this fight, and I think it'd get a finish. Kevin Holland obviously just lost to D-Rod, and I don't think his stock changes at all. He wins and loses fights like it's every another day of the week, and he's been calling out Colby Covington for a while. Colby's on a losing streak. They both like to talk. I think this should be on a pay-per-view card where they have a press conference before the fight. That would do really good numbers, and I'd be hyped to see the fight. Colby trying to wrestle against a lanky striker slash jiu-jitsu fighter like Kevin Holland is. It'd be a great fight. It'd be great trash talk. I'd love to see this one. On the same vibe as trash talking, we have Paulo Costa versus Israel Adesanya 2. Costa just came off a nice win over Roman Kopylov and showed that he's not just a gatekeeper at 15, that he's got a true chance in the top 10. And Izzy is obviously coming off of some 3 straight losses. He called out Sean Strickland, but Sean Strickland's dealing with some legal trouble from that incident that occurred in the regional circuit fight. So I think Izzy versus Paulo Costa 2 would be a great fight. And finally, Max Holloway coming off the BMF win over Dustin Poirier. They're putting the BMF belt on the line against Charles Oliveira. I don't know how much I like this fight. The matchup makes sense, but for the BMF, doesn't really. Charles Oliveira is known to be a quitter in the early parts of his UFC career, and even though he's shown to put some resilience up at the end, I don't know if you want somebody like Charles holding the BMF title when fighters like Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal are the ones competing for it, who literally would die before they quit in the octagon. The matchup makes sense, but I don't think for the BMF that it makes too much sense.